We are the weirdos, mister.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Audra, the Messiah of Nonsense. And you may have noticed that I was on a hiatus, is what I will say. Because if you live in the US, everything is crumbling around us and it's getting more and more difficult to find calm and relaxation as we just watch this country completely fall apart. Anyways, that's not what we're here with today. Today, I'm gonna be reacting to one, maybe two videos from Raw Beauty Kristi. If I can get to both of them, they may be two separate videos, and I'm sorry for that, but also, no, I'm not. That's who I am as a person. And if you like my content, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button or follow me over on Twitch.
¿Por qué no las dos?
I am getting closer and closer to 1,000 followers on Twitch, and while that is a vanity metric, I am vain. So help me out. Anyways, Raw Beauty Kristi has put out a video. It's called My Channel is Dying and I'm Letting It Happen. And I was curious about this because, if it's 2025 and I haven't talked about Raw Beauty Kristi yet, is it even 2025? I mean, I feel like the current events of everything falling apart is right in her wheelhouse. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this is what old girl wanted. This is what you voted for. No, I'm just kidding. That's mean. Is it mean? No. We're not gonna pretend I didn't say that, but I just want to do a quick dive again on her videos. And I can't stress this enough. Her videos, you don't suck at pottery, you just need practice. Oh my God, really? Here's another fun part about it. It's fine to suck. I haven't watched the video. I'm just telling you this in your general life of hobbies and shit. Everything does not have to be monetized. And I desperately need more people to know that. And you don't have to be fantastic at everything. There's tons of people who picked up knitting and they're not the best knitters in the world. It's just something to do that relaxes them. You don't have to be great at things. You can just be shitty at things and just enjoy doing them. There's plenty of things I'm shitty at that I enjoy doing. I can't name them for you because I'm a Taurus and I would never tell you my faults, but there's plenty of things that you can be shitty at and still enjoy doing. It's fine. But again, if you really start looking at where her views are, most of the time, a lot of her homesteading content just isn't hitting the way some of the other things hit. Even her really trying to answer questions and all of that, and those still aren't really doing very well. She did an actual Halloween look video, and that used to be some of her bread and butter, and I'm not gonna scoff at 25K views. I don't even have a video at 25K views. So who the fuck am I? Who am I? I am just a menace on the internet that gets myself involved in other people's mess. And since Finn McKenty seems to have just disappeared into the ether, that's a thing. She's doing reviews on makeup, and just to give you an idea, that's 48K views on her ColourPop video. To give you an idea of what her views used to look like, we've gone back multiple years. Testing out the Milk Cosmetics Rust Collection, 373K views. And there has been a decline in the beauty community and beauty content in general. So it's not just her that sucks. I am gonna say that. And some of that is self-inflicted. It failed of their own accord. And again, I keep saying this, if they all want to just keep pretending everything's fine and nothing's wrong and scratching each other's backs and sticking up for one another when they actually do wrong, the community is never going to recover. And the people who had trust slowly but surely have lost it. And the entirety of that, plus when you add on the fact that YouTube actively, and listen, YouTube, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? I understand why you did it. Don't come for me. Don't come for my tiny channel. Don't come eating me up. I'm just a little cog in the wheel. I don't even, 13K. Who's she? Who's she? Thank you. Leave me alone. But YouTube rightfully suppresses a lot of the beauty content now, allegedly, as they should, because of what happened. And if you don't know what happened, I don't have the bandwidth to go over every single one of those things. My dear friend Jen has done such a thing, going over the breakdown of all the things. And multiple other people have done it. D'Angelo Wallace had a whole thing about the entirety of that breakdown. And yes, he pulled it for whatever reasons that he pulled it. None of my business. I don't know him personally. We're not friends, but it's out there. So the beauty community has been in crisis for like years at this point. It's slowly dying. And I just wanted to bring you here so that you could clearly like get a really, really good look at what her content used to look like. Ugh, the I'm pregnant, gross. It did get 10 million views. I'm sorry I said gross. Y'all know I don't like children and I don't like anything about pregnancy. And Tina, my doll, I love you so much. And I'm so glad you're having a baby, but I don't want to see it. I love you so much. I don't want to see it. Please don't show it to me. It's gross. Grossing me out, please. Thank you. Thank you. I love you so much. Don't show it to me until it's like got a personality. Thank you. So just giving you like this idea of like where her content used to be. And I have to do that because I like to try to be as fair as I can. My bias in this video before people start, let me just come over here to the big screen. First of all, don't come over here with your you just hate raw beauty Kristi bullshit. Okay. Do I like her? No. Is there any such thing as non-bias? No. So that's all. That's it. Go have a Kit Kat and a hot dog and enjoy your runs if you're gonna have problems. And then you start to see like she's had pregnant and she has her baby and all of these things. You can slowly start to see the decline from 300 and 500K views, getting into the 160s, the 170s. We're having more and more difficulty getting people to enjoy things, and it just starts to get worse. Like now, by 2 years ago, we're at 102K views at this point. We're starting to drop down, as is the case. Unless, of course, you have something like The End, which I beg of you, beauty girlies, and literally everybody on YouTube, but you especially, beauty girlies, please, please stop edging everybody with the fact that you're gonna quit YouTube. It's whack and it's weird and no one likes it. Please quit it. Like if y'all gonna quit, quit. But stop trying to like rope everyone in to watch your, like, and listen, we all clickbait, okay? But clickbaiting people with the idea that you're gonna stop making content just so that everybody will come and tell you how much they love you and would be very upset if you left. Therapy. Okay. And as your unlicensed therapist, in case y'all didn't know, I've recently become an unlicensed therapist. As your unlicensed therapy, I would say that you are seeking a lot of outside validation and you should start spending time in the real world with your friends and your family and not rely so much on accolades from tons of people you don't know and who don't know you, because it could result in a negative self-image. Thank you. Let me know if you would like to have a segment on an unlicensed therapist provides advice. No, you can't sue me if it goes wrong. Thank you. So that's what we're looking at. We're seeing like a lot of bouncing around with her channel. Anytime she has like a big deal or she gets into the drama that she swears she doesn't want to be in, and I'm like, girl, okay. But anytime she gets into that drama, she'll experience a spike, and then she tries to go back into like whatever that content is where she's living in her hobbit house, whatever that is. Now that that's done, I'm not doing a content nuke, and yes, I'm aware that that other one's out there. Listen, EK is never going to be something that I talk about. The brigading is insanity, and I don't have the wherewithal for that. I would rather give myself an enema than talk about EK. Now we are here. And you can see we're now down to barely, for most of her videos, being able to even hit 100K. Unless she gets into like something that a lot of people are talking about or some drama, those are gonna be her 100K views. But she barely gets them now. So today we're going to be focusing on my channel is dying and I'm letting it happen. TM. Here we go, sports fans.
Getting ready, but I actually got ready already. I put my makeup on and my friend was talking to me on Marco Polo, so I just let her talk while I was doing my makeup. So you're gonna hear me talking, but watch me getting ready. I just wanted to say hi to you guys and give you something interesting to watch while we chat. Honestly, it's been, I'm just like, 2025 is the year of not holding back how I feel and being honest and true about how
I could be wrong. I know we've just started the video. I feel like she says that every year.
In 2024, things are gonna change.
Who am I? I have made a pledge to my 2023 self, and that is that I am going to put it out, and that's it. No apologies. No fucks given. Who even am I? I don't know. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I want to be. I feel like so much in me has changed in this last year, and I'm so excited to change it up for the new year and bring you guys along with me. So I have an entire list of videos that I want to make for 2020. I'm just this leaf floating in the wind to different places at different times, at different intervals. I totally feel when a year changes over, there is a rebirth feeling to me. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel just different. And I'm really excited about this year. Who even are you? What do you even like? I made a vow in 2019 that if I wanted to take time off, I don't need everybody's permission.
I don't know. What can I do? Well, here I am. Just being honest. Saying, fuck it.
Like, what were you before? Like, I'm regularly honest to my own detriment, bitch. My honesty is ruining my life.
How things are and how I feel about things in the coming year. And I'm not usually like that.
Classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy.
Thank you. That was actually well timed.
Like I typically hold back a lot of what I want to say because I don't want to like either be too negative or blah, 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 but I just want to be like.
And also, just as a fun side note, what does she mean by she typically holds back? Because what we've received from you is silence. Shh. Be quiet. Shut up while I'm talking to you. Baby girl needed to hold back on her stylist and get a new one. Listen, she has like a whole thing where she talks about doing her bangs. I still don't really understand it. I'm never gonna understand it. What do I know about white people hair? That's not my ministry. So if you are of the caucus persuasion, let me know about y'all's hair and how you make fringe, how it's supposed to look. How do y'all braid it, honestly? Like when you're doing your little fancy French braids, those eat, by the way, eat. But how do y'all do that? Because your hair just be slipping and sliding. And like my hair, I can start braiding it and then I can walk away from the braid and it just stays there. So I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Listen, I have questions, I need answers. And I think that the only way for unity for those of us on the left who are trying to like keep it together is to talk about hair. Thank you.
So super honest about things and just, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Today I am getting ready because I'm gonna go do pottery because that is the hope for my future, that I can one day be a full-time artist and make my living doing full-time artistry.
I genuinely, like, I thought it was homesteading before. And listen, you know what, Audra. People can change their minds. People are allowed to do other things. You yourself have changed your career multiple times, mostly due to the undiagnosed autism and the unmedicated ADHD, and these were the things that were causing you problems. So it's okay if somebody wants to change. Okay, I had to do, because I was being a bitch, and sometimes to de-bitchify, you have to remind yourself that sometimes you suck and you do things.
That is like the dream of my life. I've talked about that in the last few videos and I've been working towards it, and it really, really brings me a lot of joy to be able to create. My brain can't overthink when I'm creating. I literally can't like
I have a question. Okay, listen, I know she's talking and I'm being an asshole because that's who I am as a person, but also in the comments, what are your dreams? What are your lifelong dreams? Because I will tell you mine, my most delusional dream. It will not happen, but tell me your most delusional life dreams, because mine is in fact full-time content creation exactly the way I want to do it. Meaning no BetterHelp or Health or whatever the fuck sponsorship. No Raycons. Because I don't care what everybody says about the little bits. Y'all have not seen my ears, truly. And when I tell you that they're small, I'm not a child's ear. okay? Nothing will stay in there. That's why I always overhead, okay? Because anything, it just bloop, and it's humiliating. But that is my most delusional goal. Because right now I'm suffering. My body is in so much pain because it's cold. And my EDS body despises the cold more than anything. My menopausal body likes it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, bitch, it's a little bit comfortable. But being tense that long on a body that's already struggling to keep itself together, not great.
It's almost like everything goes quiet and I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. And it's been so lovely. But here's the thing. I want to do that. I want to be a full-time artist, but I also am a full-time YouTuber, content creator, and I've been doing this for, I don't know how many years now, 13 years I think I've been doing this now. I literally love this.
Oh my God, I wish it was better, because 13 is like one of my favorite numbers. I have more than one favorite number. Obviously the other two are 6 and 7. Anyways, I'm not like that creatively. I admire people who are like that creatively, who like the world goes quiet for them. That is absolutely not how my creativity works. I've been told and have come to understand that some of that might be linked to some very particular tendencies in which I have to continuously perfect things, or else what? I'm not going to tell you. It's none of your business. Leave me and my mental illnesses alone. But I admire people who can create like that, because mine never stops. I promise you, I will get off of this stream and find 35 things that I absolutely must fix, if not more, and start working on every single one of them.
It has afforded me every opportunity that I've ever had in my entire life to be able to stay home with my son. Like, this job has given me everything that I've ever dreamed of. I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom, stay home with my son, work pretty minimally if I'm being completely fair, and to be able to pursue the idea of being able to do art as a full-time living. And so I want to say thank you so much for you guys giving me that opportunity. But to be able to have that opportunity, I need to take my posting life more seriously. Since becoming a mom, it's been really hard for me to...
Again, I feel like we've had this conversation before. Like, is this deja vu?
A lot of things have happened, and I am tired of the internet. I don't give a shit.
So I've been trying to be more active here on YouTube. And I feel at some point like I have to do what's good for me, because when I feel inauthentic, I tend not to do anything, because I don't want to do something that feels like I'm a liar, and I'm not a liar.
I thought I would bring you guys with me while I did that, trying to be better about filming all kinds of things and having variety.
Quit being so negative, damn it. I'm not negative in life. I'm actually a pretty positive person. No. But let's not lie to ourselves. Those aren't the people that were at the top. That's just not the case, because drama sells and scandals sell. As much as everybody says they hate drama, I think the views and the numbers do not lie. And I get it. Like, I got sucked into some of it because, you know, I feel like I just couldn't even believe sometimes the shit that I was seeing. You know, sometimes you gotta upload your failures. What do I like? Everything and nothing. What do I do? Everything and nothing. For me, what that did was made me afraid of ever doing anything that wasn't makeup. I generally don't talk about my goals until I've completed them, because again, I don't like to like disappoint myself or set myself up for failure. I really enjoyed it. I want to do more of this. I want to get back to this kind of makeup because this feels like me. This feels like the new era.
I had to just refilm because that video, I even say in it, I'm like trying to preface, I'm like, I know I sound really negative, but I'm not trying to be. No, try harder, try harder. Try harder.
You know, I just don't really know what to bring to the internet anymore, what I even bring to the table, what, you know, is my purpose. I feel like I tend to quite a lot of the time not even add my 2 cents, not even talk, because I don't even know what I have to add.
How I am just feeling really almost overwhelmed and lost in many ways. Where did those 20-something million people go? You know, where did you go? I don't easily maintain structure being an adult.
Another goal is to be 2 weeks ahead on YouTube, a week minimum.
I should be filming a video testing new makeup. You know why? Because you guys like that. You want that. That's the content that you're interested in. I wish I could put out more videos. I know that you guys are like so understanding and wonderful, but it feels so nice to connect with you guys and to put out videos. I really miss like putting out a ton of YouTube content, but it's really, really weird to feel like I hit my peak, my best self, my most successful self, and to see that as a part of my past instead of a part of my future.
So my entire life, from the time I was born until now, I've been a serial procrastinator.
That's why I'm so quiet here on YouTube. It's not because I have no ideas, it's because I cannot categorize the ideas and feel like I can create them to fruition. Everything is going to come with its own set of challenges, but you just cross that bridge when you get there instead of worrying about it like I tend to do. It became increasingly more and more and more difficult for me to sit down and to do makeup because it felt disingenuous. I'm not a liar, and I'm not somebody who puts on an image for the internet. I love makeup. I always will. It is what like made me find my love and passion for like YouTube and artistry and things like that. But I am more than just makeup. Everybody is. I don't keep up with all this now. I do not simply have the time to care about drama now. What will be, will be.
Because it's making, I swear I've heard this from her specifically before. And I feel like I am slightly losing my mind, which again, that could be due to my own anxiety right now. So like, no, she does this every few months. Okay. So it's not me. Sometimes I just want people to be like, I don't like making YouTube content, and I'm glad that I got where I got. Like, I don't like making YouTube content. Listen, I'm gonna look you directly in your eye, okay? I'm gonna get as close as I can to you to tell you, I don't like making YouTube content. I hate it with every fiber in my being. That's why I'm on Twitch. I like to make the content over on Twitch because it's more relaxing, it's interactive. I don't know, it just feels more organic to me. There's something for me in my creative brain wherein setting up a camera and trying to get the lights all perfect and to film myself, talking to myself, that actually kind of makes me feel insane. I don't know how else to explain it. It's very depressing. It also makes me really stressed out. It brings a lot of anxiety every time I think for 1 second about filming very specifically for YouTube. It honestly upsets my stomach so bad I think I'm gonna throw up most of the time when I start trying to do it. That's the truth of like me trying to feel. I don't like it. Sometimes people should figure out what works best for them to create content. Like that's why I said my Delulu is to be a content creator a full-time content creator the way I want to do it, which would mean continuing doing everything on Twitch and then having stuff edited for YouTube, because I can't. Listen, I thought I was gonna go live on YouTube a little while ago, and M had to talk me off of a ledge.
Girl, you know it's true.
Like, not a literal one, a figurative one, but M had to talk me off of a ledge. I was like stressed out about doing it. It like was literally causing me so much anxiety to even consider it. So I get that it's like your main source of income, and I don't know if your husband has a job or if you're the breadwinner, like it's fine either way. I'm not gonna make fun of people for that. If this is not what you want anymore, it's fine for you to go. I know that you probably can't if you didn't save your money appropriately, but it's fine for you to just like walk away. It's okay. Legitimately, like I think that would be best for you and your viewers. Just walk off. Oh, Jesus. So if y'all didn't know, this is one of my PNG characters. Hi, YouTube. This is one of the fun parts of Twitch, is when I don't feel like being on screen and I just want to be a goblin in the darkness while I play a game. This is one of my characters, the Moon Goddess. Thank you.
To prioritize working as much as I should or need to, because I often prioritize spending time with my son. I'm not going to regret that, but in the same respect, I need to remember that the reason I'm able to stay home with him is because of this job.
Listen, please. I really hate that she doesn't put her hair back. I know it's a personal preference. But why would you want makeup in your hair every single time? Every single time, Kristi. Ooh, every time. Why wouldn't you put your hair away so that you're not... Okay, listen, that's just me. That's my perfectionism. Live your life, Kristi. Don't allow me to be a bitch and ruin it.
And so I really want to, and I know I've talked about this a lot in the past, and I'm very flaky. I'm a very flaky person, and I think a lot of you guys know that. It's not lost on me. I ain't dumb. I know what I'm like. I know how I am. I know how I say things, and then I maybe don't do it. I'm like, I'm gonna post every day of August, and then I post half the days, and I'm like, I'm done with this. That's the kind of person that I am. I'm just sort of flaky. I just am. It's very irritating. It's very frustrating to me to be somebody like that. And
here's the thing I'm gonna say. I actually don't have a problem at all with content creators that are flaky. I really don't. I do think that, one, I enjoy making content more, not even just on Twitch, but like on YouTube, when I'm not there 1,000 times. You should have a life outside of this. You should be able to raise your son. You should be able to enjoy especially these younger years of his life. You should be able to feel empowered to be there for every moment, especially since you are afforded the ability to do so. I'm not even going to call it a privilege, because there's something about being able to raise, and y'all know I don't like children, okay? But there's something about being able to raise your child the way that you want to. I don't like calling it a privilege, because it's just the way that it should be if you want that, and it shouldn't negatively impact you. And something about calling it privilege, I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. I think it has that sarcastic bent to it when somebody says that, like it is one, but the way that people say it is like, not all of us have the privilege. And it's like, babes, I know. I think that her wanting to do those things is fine. I think her being flaky is fine. I've never adhered to the schedule. I tried to once. In fact, fun fact, remember I told y'all a long time ago on some other Raw Beauty Kristi video where I said I used to like Raw Beauty Kristi, but then she just started pissing me the fuck off because I was like, girl, are you okay? The answer is no. But she was the one who, in a video of hers, taught me about like trying to do the schedule when I first started doing YouTube. And she used to post, I think, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, something to that nature. So like I followed that. But I really think that the way that the algorithm has been changing these days is it's no longer prioritizing you uploading a gazillion times. And one of the things and ways that I realize that is just like Vlogmas. I know it's February and you're like, excuse me? Yes. Let me go back in time 2 months. Vlogmas taught me this very specifically because if you are putting up content every day for 25 days, now I'm super small potatoes. Do you know what I mean? Teeny tiny channel over here. So at max, my normal videos get like 1K views, between 50 to 100 comments. And I make an effort to respond to as many of them as I can. And then at some point I'm like, fuck it. Like I read your comments, but at some point I'm just like, I've got to stop this because it's turning me into a weird person. So I just disappear, because I'm always trying to like make sure I have a thoughtful response that says like I, not a bot, responded to you. So the thing about that is if you upload every day for, let's say, 25 days, that is a lot of content that is filtering through someone's feed. If you have notifications on, for me, not saying you have to, I understand why you don't. I have most of my notifications off. But if you had them on, you would be flooded with me in your feed every single day. There's also no way for you to be able to keep up with all of those videos, especially considering I'm a certified yapper and all my videos are like at least an hour long. So it would be difficult for you to keep up with that. And at some point it's gonna fall by the wayside. You're not gonna be able to see every single one of them. On the opposite creator side, I can't respond to comments. I'm gonna literally have to give up on your comments in an hour because I have the next video and the next video and the next video and the next video. So I think that it's actually good for a lot of content creators to just chill the fuck out and make content that you enjoy when you enjoy it and when you want to. Don't think I haven't seen the Do We Know Them girlies, not the actual girlies, but the people on the subreddit tripping the fuck out. Like some of y'all are being weird. That's Jesse and Lily are human beings. Side tangent, which I always go on. They'll upload when the fuck they upload and you'll get what you get and you'll like it. But that being said, I feel like when you just take your time and do what you enjoy in the time frame that you enjoy it, it's better content. And I think it's better for you. It feels better and it feels less like you're in this rat race of attempting to chase the algorithm. Obviously, this won't be my full-time job because I don't chase the algorithm and I'm inconsistent. I've said that before, which is fine.
And I know that it's frustrating to be the audience of somebody like that if you do enjoy their content and you wish that it was more frequent. I wish that I could, and I hope that I can, be more consistent in a more, what's the word? down home fashion, like vlog style, or follow me through my lifestyle, or just like hang out with me while I blank. Let's do this together. Let's learn this together. Like I want to continue to have this community aspect of this channel that I've grown for a really long time. But to be quite frank, 2020 was the best year of my life career-wise. Literally, absolutely incredible. 10 of 10. Best year of my life career-wise. So incredible. It was for everybody. If you're a content creator online, literally everybody, and I mean everybody, views through the roof. We're talking, you wanted to be a content creator? COVID was the time, because you know why?
It wasn't for me. It wasn't everybody. It really wasn't for most of us marginalized folks, but I know what you're saying. I get you. Also, you know, she was pregnant. It wasn't that when she did her pregnancy announcement. I feel like that's true.
Everybody was home watching videos, and it was relevant for me. I came out with my 2 collections with Pure and ColourPop, and I got pregnant that year after 15 years of infertility, and
it is. Thank you.
I had my baby, and it was just like a wild ride. I had 1 million subscribers that year, and it was like so wild to me to like that felt like, oh my god, here it goes, here it begins. And then I had my baby in a pandemic. I developed severe postpartum depression and anxiety that literally went untreated for the first at least year, but then it took me until my kid was literally like 4 until I started feeling like, oh my god, I'm human again.
We're gonna have to pause there because she just kind of danced over that, and I don't mean this to be rude. I never mean this to be rude to anyone, but I am gonna say this. Girly Pop was on the internet in the midst of her postpartum, just spewing everything. And I understand mental illness. I understand the stress of having a child. Having a child is so violent. I don't feel like a lot of people understand that. Having a child is violent. It is a very violent experience. You should ask people who've had children. It's not like on TV. It's not all like, oh, I'm pushing and like, I'm gonna beat you up. Like, it's a very, like, things are ripping and tearing. There are fluids from places you didn't expect fluids. But she was everywhere. It felt like she just would not get off of Twitter and get help. And she's not the only one who's done that. She's not the only one who's had a mental health crisis online. I do fear this space that we've gotten into where there's like a fine line in between discussing your mental health issues and then letting the internet try to help you and diagnose you. That's different. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I think some of y'all need to sometimes, a lot of times, put down the camera. Like, I don't film my breakdowns is what I'm saying. I don't film them, and I have them regularly. I finally got my bill from the post office. I have to pay them $680 for the privilege of working for them because they fucked up. Did I have a panic and almost cry? Yes. Did I? No. Did I film it? Absolutely not. I think that sometimes you can have a breakdown and then you can go to the other side of it. You can make it through the other side of the breakdown. And then that's when you talk about it after. And somebody in your life needs to take the fucking camera away. Okay, that's all. Because yes, it is extremely triggering to watch people do this. It's one of the reasons why I was not watching like all the mess that was happening with Gabby Hanna, why I did not follow her. It's the same reason that I may still be following Britney Spears, but I have her muted because Girly was wilding out and I was like, listen, I wanted her free, but I still want her to get help. I can't separate those things, right? So I very much try not to watch people's downfalls on the internet because I don't want to monetize people's poor mental health. I don't want to monetize that kind of behavior because now we have weirdos who are like, I'm not going to sleep until I get 1 million views. I don't know what to say about what's happening. It's capitalism, I know. And one day, maybe I will actually be able to get into how capitalism is just like absolutely making content creation a very weird, creepy, scary ass place for a lot of us.
In that time, my career went from so bloody good to so bloody bad. And it was my own doing.
Yes.
But was it? We'll talk about that in a second. It was.
But was it? We're going to talk about that in a second. I am listening. I am sat, girl. Do I need to get another cup of coffee for this? Because I'm sat because I'm so curious to see whose fault it is. Let's go.
It was. And I want to do a video where I'm like rating my years as an influencer. I thought that would be really fun to like go through and like literally look at the.
You know what I like about Kristi? You will be the same, girl. In that, not in everything, please, but in content creation, we're like, maybe I'll make a video on this. We're not gonna make it. Good luck.
2,000 years later.
I'm sorry, I laughed too hard at that. I'm so sorry. Like good luck to you. Like, I would love to see your video on propaganda. Babes, I will see you in 2030, okay?
Years that I've been doing this and like what I went through, but in the same vein, when you're doing so well in your career, literally, like, I cannot even begin to describe to you, like, so many opportunities that you have no idea about, that I never talked about, that I turned down because there was just too many things coming my way. Imagine that. Imagine being too sought after. And then my content changed, and my personality changed, and my life changed because I had the most life-changing thing happen that could ever happen. I became a mother. And some people are able to continue doing the things that they do over and over, and they don't let that role shift their entire life. They're able to just continue on.
Yeah.
They continue traveling. They continue doing the thing that they were doing before. It fundamentally changed who I was as a person. Do I still like makeup? Yes. Is that even what I was mildly able to think about? No, I was literally not sleeping. I was so unwell mentally.
I will say this, the difference, especially if you're talking about content creators, is that some content creators recognize that we don't give a fuck about their babies. And I don't mean that to be shitty. We don't give a fuck about your motherhood. Again, I don't mean that to be shitty. If it comes off that way, it is what it is. You know what I mean? If the shoe fits, I guess wear it. But if it doesn't, let's continue talking. Because one of the reasons that people enjoy certain forms of content and certain content creators is because they are parents. This is their escape. And now that you've had a child, and it's not saying you can't ever mention said child. It's just once you have a child and all your content starts shifting to you talking about being a mom, it is alienating, especially to those who sought you out as an escape, as their little time away from home. One of the things you don't necessarily think about, especially because it's YouTube, just like we do with television shows and whatnot, these are our little relaxation times. There are people like myself who are listening to a YouTube video with a shower speaker that they got from Amazon, even though they should be boycotting Amazon, but you live in a small fucking town, and where the fuck else are you gonna get this? What mom and pop electronics store had? Okay, I'm gonna calm down. But you come here to relax. And when your favorite content creator becomes a parent, and very specifically, this seems to happen more and more with women, but that is also because dads are afforded the ability to be invisible dads, that you don't really have to know that they're dads. That's a conversation for another day. It changes everything. And the viewers are just not as excited about listening to you talk about having a baby. And I think one of the things you have to remember is, like, yes, everybody was excited that you got pregnant. Even I was. Again, I'm always excited when people who want to have kids have kids. As long as it's not me, boo, we're good. Have your baby. And that doesn't mean I'm actively mean to children in real life. Please don't think that. I just don't like them. And just because I don't like them doesn't mean I'm shitty to them when they come up to me with their sticky fingers trying to like touch me. Like, I'm like, okay, all right, boo, what can I do for you? I still deal with them. I'm not an asshole most of the time, but you're changing the entire scope of your channel, and you can do whatever you want, right? I've changed the scope of my channel because I've always liked to just do what I want, right? Like, this video might do super well. My propaganda video might fucking crash and burn. Another video I do where I sit and do Love is Blind, if I can figure out how to do it on Twitch, we're gonna like watch it together, be there for that. Like, some of those videos might do well. I don't know. I'm always gonna be an up and down. I won't ever have sponsors very specifically for that reason. Who wants to sponsor a content creator who they don't know how their videos perform? And honestly, I'm never going to be able to fill out one of them stupid sheets that tells you like how my content performs and what the fuck people like. I don't care. That being said, when these shifts happen, you just have to be prepared for the fact that everybody's not going to come along with you. Some people are super sad I quit doing makeup content, and they'll bring it up. And I feel you, babes. I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. There's just no room here for darkies.
And so I talked about that quite a lot. And while it was helpful to some people to hear about, you know, postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety or postpartum this, or I'm a new mom or this or that, and like I wanted to talk about those things because it was just eating me alive to be able to talk about it all the time. A lot of people who subscribed in 2020 for the fun makeup, the makeup tutorials, they were like, what the fuck is this? I didn't want this. Unsubscribe. I'm actually not going to watch anymore. You're not as consistent. You're not as, and so you start being like, oh my God, I should go back to what I was doing because that was really working. So then you try again and then it sort of works, but then you're like, oh, I can't, like I feel dead inside, and you start going.
Again, Kristi, again, you keep forgetting the very, very important part, that it wasn't just that you were talking about postpartum. It felt like we were watching you actively in front of our faces breaking down. Like, it was a nonstop onslaught on Twitter. It really felt like we were watching this happen. When people started to unsubscribe, I don't think it was just because you were talking about postpartum. I think it was the combination of them being able to be on your Instagram and your Twitter and your YouTube and seeing you have all of these issues. You weren't talking about it. As Kat said, you were going through it at breakneck speed, and people just could not stay there for that. I will not watch someone monetize their breakdown. I absolutely can't do it. Like 2 weeks was saying, interesting. This is the inherent risk of monetizing your life. Yes, this is the risk. There are parts of my life, and very specifically my relationship life, my love life, my romantic life, any of that stays completely off the internet. And that is on purpose. I don't ever want anybody to be involved in that. I had a very traumatic experience with my ex-husband regarding that. Learned a very important lesson. That doesn't hit the internet, period. I have broken up with people over it. Like, I won't do it because I need to have a part of my life that does not ever belong to anyone but me and whoever else is in it. There's parts of my friendship that are not allowed on the internet. Like, I don't do that because I like to have a little piece, a little something that's just mine. And, to be fair, I learned that from watching a lot of these people too. So there's that.
Going through all these different emotions and all these different feelings and all these different experiences. And you can't really talk about it because it's kind of taboo to talk about this online, to be like, I was doing really well and now I'm not. Mind-wise, I'm actually doing pretty good. But career-wise, you get to a point where, like, I was getting millions of views per video. At minimum, I would get 500,000 views per video.
You're correct. We walked through that.
I wasn't actually like that. I never understood why people would watch me, but I was like, it felt comfortable. I know
why people watched you. It's very simple. It's because you had this very charming, I'm not like them other bitches attitude. We live for it because all we had in the space was straight-sized, traditionally pretty people for a very long time. Then you show up. You are not those things. Not saying you're not beautiful. Don't anybody get twisted. I will poke you in the eye. But you weren't those things. And yet you were showing these gorgeous makeup looks. You weren't afraid to speak your mind. And that's what we came for. That's what many people came for the fact that, like, you weren't over there smizing the camera the whole time. You weren't sucking up to brands. Keyword weren't. Sucking up to brands. You weren't trying to, like, suckle off of the teat of PR. Then it changed. You know what I mean? You had a kid.
Like, yeah, I post something, I know it'll do well. It just started going down a little bit and down a little bit, and then now we're where I am right now. And it, like I said, it's kind of taboo to talk about views and there's not enough people watching and nobody's here anymore.
You're incorrect. It's no longer taboo to talk about views. Again, you live in a bubble. I need you to expand your content viewing because there's plenty of people who actually talk about this and talk about not only the views going down, but even sometimes that they have good views, but they only have good views on the stuff that they do that they don't enjoy, but that's how they got popular. They talk about that very regularly. Even though Patrick CC has gotten weird lately, I don't know if you saw his Mel Gibson video, but that shit is weird. So I'm sorry that I said anything. All I'm gonna say is the mask off. But there's plenty of creators who have, before you experienced this, and are continuing to talk about it. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't get excited when a video does well, but I'm also gonna tell you that I get very, very, very anxious when it goes beyond the scope of what I wanted for it to do. Like the Finn McKenty video, legitimately did not think that it would do any numbers at all. And then it just got outside of my little scope and I started feeling anxious and my stomach was upset. I don't understand people who want to go viral. It genuinely upsets me. Even just trying to talk about things sometimes where it's just like, I could not imagine being in a Twitch stream and having 30,000 people in my Twitch. We're gonna just stop the sentence. My stomach just like did a little, and it's not the coffee. That's the thing. Many people have talked about this. It's not even taboo anymore. It was taboo in 2016, which for reference was 4 years ago. 2016, it was taboo to like say anything about these kind of things. 2018, it was taboo. Now it's not taboo at all. 2006, which was 7 years ago, in case you didn't know, it was taboo to talk about this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not. Everybody just does.
I know why. It's not like it's like, where'd they all go? I know where you all went. I literally shifted my content 180. I went from makeup, funny, silly, this, that, to like, I have depression. I have anxiety. I'm a mom. Here's pottery. Here's gardening. I shifted so much as a person after becoming a mom that as my content did, so did the viewership. And it has been, to be frank, kind of embarrassing to post on YouTube. And it's not me blaming the viewership.
Here's the thing. If you post and you enjoy it, it's, first of all, shouldn't be embarrassing. I don't know who you're judging yourself by, but fucking stop it. As your unlicensed therapist, I would tell you, comparison is in fact the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people, but also don't compare yourself to who you once were, okay? Because you have changed. Your life has changed. You are, as you've said multiple times, a mom. And while that's not all most people are, that seems to be like your main goal is like to be a mom, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. You got a little lost in the sauce, but you also experienced debilitating postpartum, and that's okay. You know, I think sometimes you just have to learn to address the things that you've done. I feel like you're also neglecting all the things that you got into and like you just didn't address that shit. And that's where people went to. Like you didn't really address the James Charles shit. You didn't address any of that weird ass Trump shit that was going on. These are the things, right? And it's not just you were doing pottery and whatnot. It's not the change of the content. It is you that is the problem. Every time something happened, you just buried your head in the sand. Your channel, your right to do what the hell you want to. The thing is, you're not a Cody Co. In fact, you are not a white man in this space. So you can't be afforded any of the care, any of the forgiveness that they will get. They'll just start posting again. They'll just start showing up with their choo-choo nonsense. And then people are gonna watch their channel regardless. But you are a woman. And I know that you were thinking like, I'm a white woman. True. But you're still a woman at the end of the day. You're not gonna be given that kind of grace to just ignore shit. Oh, but Michaela, that is a completely different case and also an outlier. So you can't include it. So it's you did this. And yes, Peter Mon has brought this up multiple times. You have avoided every single thing, especially in a time right now that is highly volatile, to actually state where you stand on things, and you avoided it. So all those people, and here's a fun fact for those of you who want to come and be like, leftists are such crybabies, liberal tears. Guess what? Some of your conservative friends left too, because they didn't know where you stand. So how about them apples, bitch? People like to know where you stand if you're gonna start bringing up all that shit. You know what I mean? If you're gonna talk about politics, if you're gonna talk about justice in any way, shape, or form, people want to know what side of the fence you stand on. So the liberals, leftists left, and the conservatives left. They all left because you wouldn't say where you stood. And I don't know if you've looked around lately, but a lot of MAGA Republicans are hella proud of being a MAGA Republican. And if you're gonna be on their team, they want you to be on their team. And if you're not gonna be on their team, they don't give a shit. They're gonna leave too, because you're not outwardly saying it. Your need to avoid is the problem. If you're gonna be proud, be proud. Be proud of whoever you are, whatever that means. I'm a non-binary menace in this world. I'm in other people's business and I don't care. I'm sometimes mean and I don't mean to be. When I play Outlast Trials with my friend Heather, I scream at her, yell at her, and tell her orders, immediately followed by I love you, because I know that I was being a little bit too me. And then afterwards, I have to go and check on their mental health to make sure that I didn't damage our friendship over a fucking game. I know this stuff, but I also own it. So it's like, just own who the fuck you are. I feel confident. I said that in another video where I was just, be who you are, girl.
Dumb. I know that it's me. It's not just me. To be fair, I look through everybody's views and they're alarming on YouTube. They're alarming. I mean, look across your subscription feed. Unless it's like somebody absolutely shitting on a new TikTok trend. Oh, the worst mom on TikTok. This is why you have cellulite. Overconsumption core, underconsumption core. Like, if you take a big topic and you kind of react to content and you sort of, it can't be positive, to be fair. I've been doing this for a long time. The negativity gets the views. We all know it. Every single content creator knows it. Every single person knows it. But if you say, I'm not doing that, you're penalized.
I hate this argument so much because there is positivity. There is stuff that helps. It just depends on what you have in your fucking algorithm. I've said that multiple times. Like back when Twitter was actually Twitter and a good time, I regularly had the argument with people that like, if you're seeing a lot of negative shit on Twitter, it's because you're interacting with it. And the more you interact with it, the more the algorithm thinks that you enjoy it. So if you're seeing a lot of shit there and it's all negative and awful, like that's on you. And the same thing for YouTube. If all you're seeing is negative garbage, then that's on you, right? Like, because you are telling the algorithm regularly when you interact with it, when you leave a comment that like you enjoy this shit, and then they're gonna just keep giving it to you. That happens to you. If you don't like weird incel man content, then don't comment on it, don't like it, don't dislike it. Just move past it. Every time it shows up in your feed, you just don't look at it, because eventually they'll just stop giving it to you at all as an option. And it's just ironic for her to start this whole conversation. Listen, yes, there is a difference between negativity for the sake of it and telling the truth. Like, being able to have conversations about things is one thing, but like, you're saying you get penalized for positive stuff. But first of all, a lot of people don't want dieting content in general. Like me personally, I have disordered eating, so I don't need any content around any dieting. I don't need content and don't want to watch any content around dieting and or working out, period, at all. Thank you. So a lot of people wouldn't necessarily want to watch that. That's why it's 26K views, because a lot of people do not want to be triggered in any way for that. So in order to manage their triggers, they're not watching that. Your 34K video, you said, this is horrifying, okay? Even when you're trying to do some of the things positive, you're like, these things have changed my life. But look at the look on your face in the thumbnail. It's not a positive look. You made this, and I desperately need to like drill home the fact that you made this. You filmed it, like you set everything up. You set up your lights, you did this, you did that, you did this. You set up your camera, correct? Okay. That you hit record. If you had a script, you went by that. Okay. You did the whole thing. Then you finished, right? And then after you finished that, you maybe put it on a USB or whatever. You popped it into your laptop. You put it into your editing software. You edited this bitch if you edit your stuff yourself. You created a thumbnail. You created the description box, which I very rarely put fucking anything in it because I don't want to. I don't have the time or energy to do it. I don't have the mental faculties to try to think of something clever to put down there. So I just don't put anything. So it is what it is. And then you uploaded it. You chose monetize. And here's the thing that y'all don't understand. When you are uploading a video to YouTube, it's not like you just upload it and that's finished. There are multiple steps you go through to upload a video. Okay. Like I have to tell YouTube every time, yes, go ahead and upload this. I already have no, it's not for kids checked off. Then it's like, hey, what kind of shit is in this video? Because we're not going to monetize you if you're being a weirdo. And I'm like, I do curse, but it's not within this time frame. I have to do that. Then I have to go through and tell them if I'm going to put the shop stuff, YouTube shop, if I'm going to add these things. There's so many steps. So you went through all those steps. You get to the end and you say, okay, all the while it's uploading. Then you scheduled a time for the video to go up. So you did this. You're saying this. Meanwhile, you're like, oh, you're not rewarded for positivity. But a lot of these people have checked out. Like you had a lot of positive videos before, but you like made a lot of people check out because you were getting real crunchy there, babes. So I just, I needed to throw that out there because I don't really like it when people try to be like, negativity is rewarded and like da-da-da-da-da, and like if you try to be positive, then like nobody likes you, all the while participating in it. Like, babes, you can't say someone's fart stinks and then fart yourself and then it stings. Like all farts stink, and that's okay.
YouTube won't push you out. The viewership just isn't there. You know what I'm saying? And because I've shifted a lot, because I went from like a makeup content creator who made like funny content to like a pottery content creator who's, I'm not that funny. Like I can be fucking funny. That person is still there. I'm actually still exactly who I was. I just have,
no, you're not.
The kind of things that I want to talk about are not lipstick drama.
It's not just the pottery, babes, because you've had multiple little things. I do too. And I don't care. I just leave my channel the way that it is. I have other channels and I don't care to diversify my bonds. I don't care. I'm leaving it all in one spot because the energy it takes for me personally to have to be like uploading to these different channels and managing all that shit is energy I do not have. I'm regularly working between 10 and 12 hours every day. Well, except for 2 days a week, unless they force me in and they mandate me to work on my day off, then I work 6 days. So with that being said, I don't care about all of that, but you have done a lot of different shifts, which is fine. Again, your channel, do what you want, but maybe in so doing these things, you might want to be a little bit more careful about like the mental health aspect. And again, address the thing, address the elephant and the UFO and the alien standing next to the UFO that is in the room. That might change things. Okay.
Eyeshadow palettes, does it fucking suck? Like, I don't think they suck anymore. Eyeshadow palettes are mostly good now. Makeup has improved exponentially in the last 10 years that I've been doing, 12 years, 13 years that I've been doing YouTube.
She's not wrong.
Makeup doesn't suck anymore. It's not that I don't enjoy makeup. I love makeup. I love the way that I look right now. I think I look so pretty. Makeup allows me to feel the way about myself that I feel about myself on the inside. Like I'm able to express that on the outside, the way I feel on the inside. Like
I love that. Same. Because right now, like I'm a sunset dream and you have to own it. And I don't know how else to say this to anybody. Like I regularly own that I am not consistent. I post whatever I want on my channel. I post for like mostly, a lot of it's myself. I'm never gonna have children. It's not my cup of tea. This is all I'm gonna leave behind. This is all I've got. Like when I'm dead and if the internet still exists and if they allow Black people to still have channels, this is all I'll have left. And I'm fine with that. I don't post the same content over and over and over again. It's not just the ADHD, it's just the way that my creativity works. I don't like to do one thing and I don't want to spread it out. And I don't like to force people to have to go to 37 different spots to see me. If it's overwhelming for me to go to all of other creators' channels, I can't imagine how it feels for a lot of viewers to have to do that. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just doing what I want, how I want to do it. And that's okay. I'm aware that that means that the chances of me A, doing this full time and B, ever hitting 20K are relatively slim, but that's fine. And I own up to it because I know what I'm doing. I understand I'm not doing all the things. I'm not doing the traditional bullshit. I'm not gonna blame y'all. I'm not gonna blame the viewers for not following me on this journey. Like it's not your fault. If you're not interested in watching that weird ass video I did that Jason Momoa was in like this movie that was bad and a couple of other bad movies, that's okay. You don't have to. I don't expect each and every one of you who are subscribed to me to watch every single one of these videos. It's perfectly fine. Cause like I don't watch most creators every single one of their videos. And if I miss it, I miss it. It is what it is. Like sometimes I'll go back and check it out, but other times I don't. But you have to own up to this shit. And she just like doesn't want to own it. Spacey Cat thought she wanted to pivot to painting and gardening and going off the grid and parenting. I guess it doesn't make her happy if the views aren't there. Exactly. And that's sad. Chasing happiness through YouTube views can't be healthy, or chasing happiness in forms of outside of yourself. That part. And I think that that's the thing. You can be a mom and you can change your content, but you're also gonna have to address all of these internal issues you may have, as well as realize that like the people who were watching you, who wanted you to like say stuff, and the longer you said nothing about all of these negative issues, the more that they felt like they couldn't trust you and didn't want to watch your content.
None of this is real. These freckles aren't my real freckles. This eyeshadow on my eyes is the palette I literally created. One of my shades fell out because this was like an old palette that I was using as a sample. But like I made this and I am like pukingly grateful that this is even a reality of mine. But having that be my past and then having my future be uncertain because I've shifted, and to post and
Shifted?
to just see what I was and then to see what I am, I'm doing the thing you don't do, and I'm saying it's embarrassing. And it's like it's shocking. Like I sometimes look at myself and I've had to mourn that is over.
I feel like it's only embarrassing because you are embarrassing yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know them baboons that have that big red booty? They're not embarrassed by it because they just have it. They're not like laughing at each other, whatever baboon laughter is. This is a very weird analogy, and this just gives you an idea of how my brain works. This is embarrassing because you have opted not to address things. And so maybe it is embarrassing because you are falling from grace, but it's of your own making.
I'm done, and that side of me, that person, that career, that person is over. And that is but the nature of being a content creator. You know, when you're creating content, literally this is across the board, we all know it. Every single content creator you've ever watched, we all know it, that it's a very fleeting job. And it is fleeting, and we all knew it. We all knew that it would be fleeting. But you don't know when that's gonna be. Do you think it's gonna be immediately after your peak? No.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I give to you Philip DeFranco. Apparently he's called Philly D. I did not know this. I've actually never seen a Philip DeFranco video. No hate to this man. When people are like, it's fleeting, we didn't know when it was gonna end, I'm just gonna give you this. Okay? He's been doing quite well, consistently. Now, if he's done something terrible, I don't want to know, but I've heard he's kind of a darling. So just don't tell me, because I don't need any more disappointment in my life today. Thank you. Yeah, consistently. How much further can we go to see how it, yeah, we got 4 months. Does he do this every day? Like, he's kind of a fucking beast, man. It's amazing. Oh my God. Bro is like killing the game. Look at this. A year ago, okay? Brother is out here. It's not fleeting. The only way that I have found that it's actually truly fleeting is if you're a fucking faker. If you're a fucking faker, then YouTube isn't for you. When you are putting it on, when you are pretending to be somebody you're not, i.e. creepshow art, Illuminati, the mask crumbles, everything falls apart, everything goes, because you can't maintain that forever. You can't maintain this fake ass persona that you have been building for so long. And you see that happening. The majority of these people that this happens to, it's because they were faking who they were this entire time. Because there's plenty of people who have pivoted and switched into stuff. Like, I feel like Jarvis Johnson used to be a tech channel. Yup. I don't really know what the fuck he does now. Like, I don't really get it. I just like know of him, you know, but he used to be a tech channel. He pivoted and now he's like uber popular and people like to talk to him and like watch his stuff. Like, if you go back to even the Nick is not green controversy, it's because like people had to realize like, oh, you're actually a shit person. And now he's been off the internet for I feel like 10 months. Yup. And I could be wrong about that number, but he's been off the internet for a while. Like, he's tried to come back and then he just, I don't know where he went. I genuinely don't. You will get exposed. And so once that happens, that is why so many people's careers are fleeting. We end up seeing that you suck and we're not into it.
I still had another good like 5-10 year run on this one. And it's not to say that I don't. I could completely rebrand. I could pull a Michael Finch. I could go from doing makeup reviews.
Who is Michael Finch? Someone tell me. I don't want to know. I feel like it's somebody I don't care to know.
To being like top
Also, if you haven't done anything wrong, Michael Finch, I'm sorry to you.
TikTok food creator of the year. He's literally completely rebranded and done an incredible job. It's tough because when you're somebody like me, and your identity was completely in this thing, and then your identity overnight shifts, not without my consent, but it's not like I had planned on this. You know what I mean? I went from somebody who loves makeup in my soul. Like, I would literally play with it morning, noon, and night. I would literally sit there and put on all the glitters and this and that, and then I'd remove it and put more on and I would test it and more. I was testing all the skincare, and I deeply was vibing on that. I cared so much. And now it's like, if I get free time, I want to paint. If I get free time, I want to do crafting. If I get free time, I want to do pottery. I want to learn how to do underglazing. I want to learn how to do all this stuff. I want to do gardening. I want to work, sell at a farmer's market. I want to...
Girl, you listen to this shit like somebody's stopping you from doing it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I am trying to be nice, but I can't. I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does. She's listing all this stuff like she can't do it. And again, I understand that YouTube is like her full-time job, but even if she's getting 25K views, like my best month on it, like that I got paid out from YouTube was like $500. She's making way more than that. Just do the things. I don't know why you're listing this like somebody's telling you you can't. The views are not there because nobody wants to watch the content. It's that nobody wants to watch it from you.
I was planting all of my bulbs. I'm out there taking care of my chickens. I'm a homesteader. I'm a mom who is not who I once was, and it's nearly impossible for me to come to terms with that. And it's so weird because I've had this conversation behind the scenes with so many different people, and a lot of people are just do what you love, do what you want, but like you don't understand where the mind fuck comes in with that, because it's like what I love and what I am doing, the people who subscribe to me, the people who were here, they're not here. Like they don't want that. They wanted makeup. And so when I post, every single time I post,
They don't because your makeup videos aren't even hitting, girl. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm reporting on what I see. Audra Reigns reporting for duty. Does Kristi's makeup content do well? Well, Jim, it would seem not at all. It would seem the problem is that she wouldn't outwardly say that she doesn't support a predator. Back to you. We listen and we judge. Well, I listen and I judge. So I genuinely don't get it. Like, girly pop, it's you.
time I post, I'm losing people. Every single time I post, it's negative. It's
And
terrible
why?
news. It does something to your psyche, because I put a lot of my self-worth and value into YouTube and this career and having huge viewership and hitting 1 million subscribers, getting millions of views per video. I just felt like, why? It doesn't make any logical sense. And it really didn't, actually, if I think about it. But it's just how it worked. And I can look at a lot of people's videos. Literally, I follow channels that have 5-6 million subscribers and they get 40,000 views per video now. Is it that they're lame? Do I judge them? Do I think that they're embarrassing? Absolutely not. But it's something that to do on myself, because I have put my self-worth and my self-value into these online numbers. And
Good.
It is such a numbers game, and it is such...
And I would just like to say, as your unlicensed therapist, I'm glad that you understand that. Thank you. We're moving forward. We're moving forward into you understanding that you've placed this pressure onto yourself. And I, as someone who regularly pressures myself to be perfect at every single moment of my life, which is why any change to it is such an upheaval and such a stressor, because I can't control the situation, meaning I can't be perfect, which means I'm gonna potentially be awkward and make things strange. I hate it, and I understand that.
Such a mind effort that like I'm having to do a lot of work to get through it, and to understand that like such is the nature of the internet, and we just got to switch it up and move on or get off it completely. And I'm not ready to get off it completely. I really do love having community here. I love sharing things that I love. I love talking about things that interest me. I think there's a lot of value to be had in life experiences and hearing different people's thoughts and opinions. I don't know necessarily what I have to bring to the table, but I never did know. And I just kept doing it. You know, I did this job for the first 5 years that I did this job. And I don't exaggerate when I say 5 years. I made $0, and I uploaded 3 videos a week minimum. I was uploading sometimes every day. Like I would get off work at my 40-hour-a-week job, and I would come home and I would upload a YouTube video real quick. Literally was passing a kidney stone, and I was sitting on camera while on oxycodone being like, so guys, couldn't upload today, sorry. I didn't need to do that, but that was what it was. Like I wasn't doing that for money. I didn't make any money off of that. Like I was on video just sharing my life with viewers. But I don't know, something just shifted after I became a mom where I'm like, nobody fucking cares anymore. And that's not true, but it feels true.
Does anybody ever feel like Kristi says a lot of words, but like she says nothing? She's like close to getting and then she just like, and that's fine. Like trying to formulate all of your thoughts, especially in an online forum, which is one of the reasons why I desperately hate filming for YouTube, is actually quite difficult, especially if you're going to just like not have a script and you're just going to like talk off the top of your head, which is what I'm doing right now. It can be very difficult to formulate what it is that you're trying to say. So what I'm gathering is that she has put a lot of pressure on herself to meet these metrics that she once met. I feel like we're constantly having this like, oh, this person transitioned into this because maybe they weren't awful. Maybe they weren't doing shitty things. But like Tati is doing medium, and that's because Tati's fucking Tati. Do you know what I mean? Tati's Tati. She's now at 8 million, and she's still managing for the most part to be able to hit, let me look. For the most part, her videos are managing over time. And this is the other thing that people aren't paying attention to because it fucking pisses me off that people don't pay attention to this. One of the biggest changes to YouTube that I have noticed is that it can take a few days for your video to hit goal. So used to, you would drop a video 24 hours, it would hit your goal. Now it's taking anywhere from 3 to 5 business days for your shit to like get where it once got. I'm not sure what's going on with the YouTube algorithm. I don't care. I don't fight with it because like I'm never gonna make it happy for multiple reasons. So I don't fight with it. She's managing to consistently hit over 100K views every single video. I know she's doing her QVC weird shit. The reason I don't count live streams is because YouTube live streams don't count like Twitch live streams, and just generally YouTube's live stream functionality. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Y'all need to step that shit up.
Step your pussy up, honey.
Because it's not good. Like Twitch's whole live stream platform, it's phenomenal. Like there's so many little bobs and whistles and bits and pieces that I can throw in here, like exclamation point call mom when I'm playing. Like there's these little things that I can like throw in that make it interactive for all of us involved, so that it's like it's a fun time. And YouTube's live streams aren't like that. They're hard to find unless you are actually like on the notification list for somebody. YouTube live streams are hard to find. Another problem with it too is that it often has like the live red circle around their name, which makes you think that they're live, but they just were live and aren't now. It's very confusing. Oh, and for anybody who was wondering, somebody's like exclamation point call mom. This is it. It's a fun time. These are the kinds of things that you can engage in on Twitch that you just like can't engage in on YouTube. They don't have it all figured out, and I don't think that their lives are well. And again, it's murky on how they count those views, which is why like a lot of people, like Foreign Man in a Foreign Land often does a live stream. I feel like he does a Friday live stream and then he takes the live down and then cuts it into a video, which is basically what I do over here on Twitch, but he takes it down and cuts it because it's hard to get monetized properly for that. It's hard for the viewership to be proper, and it also can drag down your channel from if you're doing live streams. It was great in 2020, no lie. 2021, live streams were popping, but YouTube never really pushed that at the time that they needed to, and so here we are. So I say all of that to just say the conversation around, oh, these people are losing views, like even looking here on my side thing, like I see plenty of people who are hitting their viewpoints, and again, it's one of the reasons why commentary is so popular, whether people want to admit it or not. And reacts are popular, even though some people are like reacts are slob content. Okay, babes, whatever you want to say. The thing is that reacts do allow people who do not want to in any way, shape, or form put money into the pockets of the people that they don't like. If you want to find out what's going on with Jalopity Staircase, you know what I mean, old Skeletor himself, if you want to find out what's happening with him but you don't want to watch the video, you don't want to put money into it, you come to a React content creator who's going to watch the video, give you their thoughts and opinions, good or bad, and then you're happy. Commentary is so popular because of the fact that you can just dip your toes into all kinds of shit, and that's okay. And you can stay in one particular lane of commentary, like some people stay in the media lane, some people stay in the commenting on other YouTubers lane. I do whatever the fuck I want as per usual, and you're able to keep everything going. Like I think that Philip DeFranco, Philly D as they call him colloquially, that is a word. And whenever you say it right the first time, like, take a picture, bitch. But I think he stays out of trouble and genuinely just like does this and goes on about his business. Not chronically online is another part of it. Get the fuck off the internet. Just wanted to throw that out there. The idea that like, oh, we all knew it was temporary. No, some of y'all were buying houses like it weren't.
I am just being honest. This isn't something that I typically sit on camera and I don't even want to use the word bitch because I don't feel like I'm bitching. I'm just being honest. It's not something that I ever, you don't admit this as a content creator. You just keep it pushing. You don't do that because you don't draw people's attention to it and then they're like, oh yeah, you really are a loser. I am gonna unsubscribe. Like you don't, it's frowned upon to do. But Also, in the same token, like, who do I give a shit? They're already not watching, so what are you gonna do? Unsubscribe double time? Fuck it.
I'm gonna
I'm
subscribe
just gonna be who I am.
to unsubscribe, bitch, because that's the kind of petty I am, but not to you. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that to you. Like, I don't care, whatever you want to live. But sometimes I be in a bad mood and somebody pisses me off, subscribe, unsubscribe. And then 3 days later, I go back in, I subscribe, and then immediately unsubscribe because I have problems, and that's okay.
And that's fine. And we all change, we all shift, we all grow, maybe we don't grow, maybe we regress, maybe I don't know. But we get it. You know what I mean? We're all on the same page. We know. And I know what to do to get views. I'm not stupid. I'm not a bad content creator, actually.
We know that.
I know what to do to get views, and I could start doing it tomorrow, and
I
it
just
would
don't
work.
want to.
I know it would, because I know the formula. The formula is be negative, be in your face, be dramatic.
I have bad news. It hasn't worked. I just want to say it hasn't worked the way that you had anticipated. Again, this is why sometimes you got to watch what the fuck you're saying. For the most part, it hasn't worked. You have been doing this and it's not working. Be negative. Girl, 5 months ago, you were like, what the fuck? Why? 48K views. It's not working. It's literally you. The problem is you.
You are all the things that are wrong with you.
And as your unlicensed therapist, I highly recommend that you address the elephant, the UFO, and the alien in the room, clear the air with your audience, and see what happens from there. See?
I can't see shit without my fucking glasses.
But I say this because like she even literally has a video that says why you only watch dramatic negative videos and feel like shit. She has the negative scheme going, baby girl, oh, I hate to be the bearer of the news that is in fact bad, but you are doing the thing and it barely works for you. Sometimes we have to peek inside our own vaginas. Sometimes we have to look inside our own vaginas. I know somebody's gonna go, what does that mean? And I'm not gonna tell you.
And those are all things I'm unwilling to be a content creator. So I have to accept that the type of content creator that I want to be is one that doesn't go on the trending page anymore, because there's things I'm just unwilling to do. In the makeup community, it was dramatic. It itself was drama. You post a video about subculture eyeshadow palette, whether or not it was even a positive tutorial, viral, because that was dramatic. The palette itself was like a big deal, you know? And so you start to get to this point where you're like, you have to hook them in the beginning, then you got to really draw their attention, you got to have fast cuts, you got to have bright lights, you got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have a really interesting topic.
First of all, I would just like to say that it's really cool that I can make that sound with my mouth. So like literally every time someone's like, hey, you don't look autistic, and I'm like, did you just hear me make like a faraway siren sound with my mouth? Bitch, get out of here. I'm really tired of the you have to be negative conversations that people have. And I say this because like, listen, I fucking hate family vlogging. I have never watched family vlogging willingly. But the thing that makes a lot of them big is portraying a positive life. They're not making it. And when they start to falter in views, that's when they move into the negative, dramatic shit. Like you can really trace that back with a lot of these people. This is my homepage, right? Right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I didn't know am I subscribed to Hannah Needs to Yell? Anyway, there's Hannah Needs to Yell. That's exciting. Do you see what's here? Do you see what I have? This is what I have on here. It's all very dramatic. And I actually think the conversation around everything's negative and it's the only thing that gets views, you would actually want to take this to movies because you have to hook people in somehow. Now, just even look at the thumbnail for that. Okay, there's two of them. One has 135K views of them being like lovey-dovey, and one has 5 million. Obviously, one was 11 years old, but take a peek.
I am so sorry. My aunt is dying and it's again.
Now, do you see how quickly we got sucked into that? Why? It got us on like a little hook. media has always been like this when we're talking about like entertainment. It's always been like this. And it's not like a bad thing. It can be bad if you're just like using it in a gross way, obviously. And if you didn't suck, again, if you didn't suck, according to what people have been able to see and learn and glean about you, then you would have views. You just don't. Like, there's so many people who are making the same shit you're making and people are still happy to see it. Like when I show you my homepage, the Welsh twins, they're having a good time. They're fun. We kiki, good times. Ha 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 ha. Laughy laughy. King of Reeds, doing good, 3 days. And I love the look on his face, the expression, fabulous. Do we know them? The same concept. It's smart marketing. Marketing is just like part of the whole thing. You gotta market, first of all. Oh my God, 2x2 Furious, who's Ben from Canada? That's 3 years old. That looks exciting. Anyways, you can clearly see what I'm interested in. Just in case y'all were wondering what my my homepage regularly looks like. It's gay and it's black. So like, it's a mostly gay black horror spot. So I just need people to understand that like, this isn't news, and it's really weird to me that content creators will come up and be like, only negativity works. I'm like, no, nobody likes you. It's okay.
Everybody and their mother has an iPhone 14 or higher. Everybody could be a fucking film director at this point. Like, we're all...
Incorrect. And also, I need for people who don't understand TikTok content creation to know that it's not being filmed on people's fucking phones. All right? That is a sham. They are using cameras, and I need people to understand that. Because once again, just side note, because I go on so many journeys. You're here because I'm a certified yapper, not because I'm good at what I do. Fuck's sakes.
¿Por qué no las dos?
There's plenty of content creators over there. Like when I used to have TikTok, I know that they brought it back into the App Store, but mama didn't raise no fool, so I'm not downloading it again. I don't think so. You do what you want. You know what I mean? This is the one conspiracy I'm going to hold dear. And listen, when the robots come for you, a lot of the content, like the very creative, like Stanzi Potenza, like a lot of these people are not filming on their fucking phones. And I need people to understand that. They're not filming on their phones, and they never were. This is the secret. I'm sorry I'm yelling. I got really upset. The secret is a lot of those people never fucking were, okay? They never were filming on their phones. They were always filming with a fucking camera. That's why their shit was crystal clear from jump. There was a point in time where you would actually see the behind the scenes shit that was happening, where people were showing you how they filmed their shit. And when you saw the behind the scenes, there was not a cell phone camera in sight. Now, if you're talking about the yappers who are just doing the thing, yes, they are. And again, I'm not saying that people aren't doing it. I'm saying that the highly produced content that people are seeing, that where these people have millions of followers and tons of views, they are not using cell phone cameras. And I swear to God, if some of y'all don't get that out of your minds, I'm gonna lose it. This shows me how out of touch you are with how people are creating content. Most people have come to the realization that if they want to get serious about this shit, they have to get a camera. And there's multiple reasons for getting like a camera, not just using your cell phone camera.
Everybody's doing it, and people will do it better. And you get to a point where you're like, should I even be doing that stuff anymore? Like, I am a middle-aged mom living in Washington, raising chickens in a farm and a baby. Do I want to be having a hook in the beginning? Do I want to just allow it to be what it is?
Yes.
And accept that.
Yes to both things. Yes, have a hook, but also, yes, allow it to be what it is. Both things are true. They're not mutually exclusive.
Who I once was is gone, and who I am now is different, and that person isn't as sensational. It isn't as marketable, isn't as viral, you know? And that I have to just start to be okay with that. And I think I am becoming that way. I've had a lot of talks over the last few years with people about this, and how it's just shocking.
There's tons of videos out there about this, and I think Hannah Smoky Glow has a video about it as well. Going viral isn't great for a lot of people. The downfall of going viral is all anybody ever wants from you is that viral moment, especially short form content. Like, that's all they're gonna want. And like, you try to do other shit and they're like, no, go do that thing, go dance, monkey dance.
Like, it's just a shocking realization. It's a shocking, I don't know, it's just weird. But the world is weird now, and things are weird, and it just is. I don't know, man. Just wanted to say it on camera and talk to you guys about it, and just say That's where my mind has been. The reason, realistically, for the last few years you haven't seen me as often as I wish I could show up is because I'm
busy avoiding all of the scandals that I get myself into. Continue.
Like icky. I feel ashamed almost about it, and like I don't fucking want it.
And I should feel ashamed because I should definitely be able to outwardly say that I can distance myself from predators, but for reasons I didn't. Oh, the reason was money. Continue.
Do the things that I know will get me views, but not getting views is embarrassing. Like, so it's like, who am I embarrassed to though? Myself. Nobody else is pointing it out to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bestie. I just pointed and I apologize. Because pointing is actually rude.
It's just an internal struggle that you deal with as a content creator. This job's weird and it's not real, but it is real because look at my life. And this is what
I just want you to know that when you're getting paid, it's a job. That's a real job. I really need people to move away from calling content creation not a real job, because baby, the money isn't fake. It's real money. It's 2025, Kristi. I'm gonna need for you to take a social media course on Skillshare. I've never used Skillshare before, but I think I would take a sponsorship from them. Learning is fun. This video is not sponsored yet by Skillshare, where you can learn shit like social media and understanding it. Because I fear while you were having your postpartum situation, I'm glad you're getting better, that you have lost touch with what's happening here.
It has become because of this job. So I want to take it more seriously, but in a different direction, because I have to accept where I'm at now and accept that the type of person and content that I want to create is not the type of content that goes viral. It's the type of one that has a small community of people that enjoy it, and that's what it is. So I do appreciate all of you who do watch and who do stay and who do hang out. I understand that shocking or viral type of content is fun to watch, and you know, I just can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't.
Actually, I love to be the bearer of bad news, especially if it doesn't involve me or my friends and family. So anyways, let's get into it. Once again, I want to show you. Okay. Oh, you can and you will. You're just not winning at it. You can and you will. You can and you will. Over and over and over again. You will do it. You suck at makeup. Being less negative. That's another negative video. I'm so sorry. Shall we go on? Disturbing filler. That did do well, but you still did that. And that was 11 months ago. My darling, sometimes we need to look at our own vaginas. Sometimes. Just look in there, make sure everything's good. Take a whiff, make sure that it smells healthy. All of them smell different. All of them look different. Go take a peek. Again, I'm sure someone's gonna ask me, what does that mean? I don't know. And also, I'm still not gonna tell you.
And I won't, so I shan't. This feels good to get this off my chest. I feel like I just have needed to say it. It's been pretty obvious, I feel. I like the content that I have made, but I also am, I just, the idea of doing it before I sit down, I'm like, oh God, here I go again, talking about something nobody else will care about. And that comes off, you know what I mean? It's stupid because I didn't used to think that way.
That's because nobody knew who the fuck you are. And we know now, and you again are avoiding it. Are you gonna say it in the last 3 minutes? You are always wasting our time, Kristi. You are always wasting our time. With these types of videos in particular, you just keep coming being like, it's time for me to tell you the truth. I just want to sit down and say something that a lot of other people that I've never paid attention to, because I live in my own world and nobody's talking about this thing and it's taboo for me to say it. And girl.
And it would be like 600,000 people would be like, oh my God, give me more. And now it's like 6,000. And it's like, that's still a lot of people. I'll have to keep that in mind. But you just have to imagine the mindset shift that you would have to go through with that, because it's just, it's wild, dude. It's wild. And, you know, there are a lot of channels that I follow who, I mean, I hate to be like.
Honestly, her eye color has always just been to die for. She has the, like, beautifully colored eyes.
Like, say this, but you see their content shift to a much more negative, dramatic, heavy, shit-talking type of content, and the reason you see that is because that is what works.
I would just like to say that I've been talking shit since I started the internet. I don't know when that was. I feel like it was what, 4 years ago in 2016?
Based on views. If you look at previous videos that didn't do well, and then you look at ones that do, look at the content. And I'm not stupid. I know that I could do that. I have thought about it, and it just feels disingenuous to me, because that would be me doing something for views that doesn't feel real to me.
Do you know what's disingenuous is making this entire fucking video and refusing to address the elephant, the UFO, and the alien? Okay.
To me, it doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel like something that I actually want to do. I thought I would sit here and do this instead. And this is who I'm going to be. I'm just going to be honest, and if it resonates with anyone, great. If it doesn't, this is not that much of a resonating video, because most people are not content creators, and a lot of people are going to be like, shut up about the sun. But it's just the reality of the world we live in now. We live in this content creator world where this is the kind of stupid shit we have to think about. I'm gonna go make pottery, and I'm gonna bring you guys along for that as well, because I wish and want, I hope that by saying this officially, I can get out of my own damn head and just move forward with it. But I hope to be able to do 3 videos a week again. Where
Girl, first of all, don't listen. Okay, y'all won't see it. And I already said before anybody comes complaining, I already said before, I'm the same way. The Melrose Place video for patrons should be coming out like any day now. It's done, honestly. I just have a little end that I have to film. Have I done it? No. I'm tired, but it's not gonna happen. It's okay to not do that thing. Just say that. It's okay. All right. It's cute though. It's real cute.
Friday, like I used to do, bring you guys along and hang out, do pottery together, feed my chickens together, hang out in the greenhouse and plant seeds together, do things that I like.
All right, so what you need to do, girlie, is get you a good little live setup, okay? And do live streams of you doing this shit and like answering questions back and forth with people. Really what you need to do is address those issues, elephant, UFO, and the alien. And maybe, perhaps, some people would find their way back to your content.
And bring you guys along for that, because this is the stuff that I'm doing. So I need to bring, if I want to build community on that, I have to just do it and stop being like, but they want makeup. Who fucking cares?
We do not care.
Just do what you want. But you're like acting as if nobody wants to see it. You keep glossing over what the fuck you did, and you said you were gonna get to it and you didn't really.
I'm sorry, I love makeup, but I don't do it that often anymore. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for the things I am actually doing. And I love y'all so much, and I thank you for being honest and nice to me. Please be kind in the comments. Whatever, you're gonna be how you are. And I understand if you're not. If you're like, seriously, shut up. Get that too. All right, well, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video, which will hopefully be soon.
Okay, don't make any more promises you can't keep, and that's fine. Again, I do the same shit. I'm working on the propaganda video. I started it and I didn't like where it went, so I have to start all over. So that was Raw Beauty Kristi. That was her video about her channel dying, and it came along. And listen, like, I think the comments are positive because these are the people who are here for her. That's great. This is what I wanted to say. It was a sad day when I unsubscribed. For me, it was that I couldn't relate to the new content. You are an incredible person that taught me how to do makeup and get out of my comfort zone. For someone who is not confident in their own skin, I used to watch you as I got ready in the morning, recreating some of your eye looks. Makeup was my escape from my dark times, and when you're already struggling with a negative mindset, the worst thing you could do is watch videos about anxiety, depression, etc. Some people get that feedback loop of sadness. I was one of them. People grow and change, and we relate to different things. There is no harm in that. I like that. And the reason, again, I don't relate to a lot of this kind of weird bullshit ass behavior is because I think do what the fuck you want, enjoy the content you make, and stop making it weird for everybody else. Like, just stop making it weird. Don't make everybody feel like you're making videos you don't like. Because if you even go back to like the Finn McKenty situation, he very regularly kept doing this thing. He wanted to make videos about X, Y, or Z, but those don't do well. And I'm just like, but you don't give it a chance. That's the other thing, is 9 times out of 10, people will start doing something on their channel, and if it doesn't blow up immediately, if it doesn't take off immediately as a thing, they give it up. Now, I love doing my Terror Tuesdays. I really just gave it up because I didn't have time, and that was a good time for me. I gave it up because I just didn't have time to like go through all the horror films and whatnot, and then also film and do my makeup. But like, I just think that if you're not going to talk about the things that you did that drove a large amount of the people who are watching your content away, this is what you're left with. I don't know what else to tell you. It is what it is. And this is what it is. So again, if you enjoyed this, subscribe. If you didn't, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's because I'm coffee. And until next time, I am so pretty and so are you. Bye.
This is about to be horrific. This is about to be the worst thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life.